So, Sylvia, would you mind telling me about the strategy used for group and teamwork this semester?
Absolutely. I'd love to share my experience. I started off the semester by putting students in groups of 4, and I call them basically their go-to groups because simply put, it's their support group. And so what I wanted them to do is be able to collaborate, create a cohesive bond between them, and be able to rely on each other in case there were questions or somebody was missing, or if there was something going on that a student couldn't attend class, anything that they were able to rely on each other to be able to not just communicate things, but to also be there for each other. So my hope was to really build a strong bond between them so that they can not only collaborate, share from each other, learn from each other, but really um, be that common ground that they all had, because we all have times where we get into groups and they don't necessarily work out for us, but this was the one go-to group for them. So I had them share when they met each other, they were to introduce themselves, share something that they all had in common, a struggle, and then share something that nobody else had ever heard from about them. So a secret, if you will, that no one else knew about them and only that group would know. And then what I also had them do is share their email addresses and their phone numbers so that they could actually come together and know that they had a point person or a point group to come to.
And how did students respond to the use of that strategy in your classes?
I from the get-go, it was a little slow moving, but it seemed like as we started moving through the semester and there was more momentum for the semester, that camaraderie started to develop. And I heard from not everyone, but a majority of my students who commented and said, this really did work. I knew that if I couldn't contact you or if I was stuck, that I would be able to contact them and they would help me out with whether it was a problem or just communicating back to me or just anything. And so it was something that they took on and felt more support from. And again, that camaraderie that they felt towards the end of the semester, it flourished as time went on. And what I did hear from them is that many of them actually did a gift exchange amongst their groups, which was really cool. You don't normally hear something like that. So I'm glad that something positive came out of something that was really just a trial and error thing. I thought, well, I'm going to pilot it. We'll see what happens.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.